Hello YouTube, welcome back to my 120 gallon mixed reef tank. Today we're going to talk about the display itself. As I said before, it's running off these two Chinese boxes, 120 watt LED fixtures. They are dimmable and programmable. Up here I have this cheap $10 automatic fish dispenser. It does a very good job. It turns on twice a day, or rotates twice a day, drops some pellets into the tank. For flow in this tank, I have the return, which is teed into two hose lock pipes, run off the J-bow 6000 that's in the sump. I also have two J-bow WP-40s, one on this side and one here. Okay, for fish in the tank, I have three tangs: yellow tang, a blue tang, and a nasal tang. I have two blue chromis, two clowns, two percular clowns. Here's the female here, and here's the male right here. They live in this anemone, and these two anemones. I had one anemone, it split once, and this one split maybe a month ago, and I took that anemone out actually and left it in the frag tank. Here you can see a clutch of eggs that the female spawned maybe 3 days ago. Males are guarding them, cleaning them. They do this every couple of weeks or so. Sorry, it's gone all blue there on me. Yeah, none of these fish obviously, or these eggs obviously make it into adults, but it's kind of cool anyway. Other fish, two blue-eye cardinals, you can see here. Very nice fish with the blue eyes. I also have a yellow wrasse right here. Cruises the tank all day looking for food. Very good at pest control. Eats any unwanted worms or snails. I had a lot of pyramidal snails on this clam. Tiny little cone-shaped snails that eat the mantle on the clam. And yeah, the yellow wrasse took care of that. Any other fish I have in this tank that I can think of? A mandarin, the green mandarin. Goes around cruising for pods all day. I had two, hoping that to be a mated pair, but they fought all the time, so one got demoted to the refugium. I also have a black Bangai cardinal too. Okay, that's it for fish. Let's talk about the invertebrates. We have back here tuxedo urchin. I had him in my nano tank before my last tank. I went away on vacation. I came back and I had a green hair algae problem. It was all over the tank. So I bought this little guy. Within a week he had all the GHA, green hair algae, gone. This tank doesn't have much algae for him to eat, but he does eat the coralline. If you see this rock right here, you can actually see where he's been. The urchin scoured the rock. You can see it's all white. Literally scrapes it clean. There's enough coralline in this tank to keep him going, I hope. There's still plenty on the rocks, plenty on the back. I also have this pair of harlequin shrimp. Here's the female, here's the male. They're cruising for some food right now. I feed them a starfish, a chocolate chip starfish, every 2 weeks. I, like many other people in this hobby, I got these starfish, or these shrimp, to take care of the Asterina starfish outbreak. So of course I got these guys, and lo and behold, within weeks the starfish were all gone, so I had to feed these guys. So now I keep about a half dozen chocolate chip starfish in my refugium. I feed them one starfish every couple of weeks or so. So I'm probably due to throw in another one because these guys they're looking for something. I also have a skunk cleaner shrimp. He is hanging up there. Does a good job at eating any unwanted food or scavenging. Also acts as a cleaner, a groomer to the tangs. Tangs will often come in here and get a grooming off the shrimp. I did have an outbreak of ick in this tank. The tangs were infested with ick. It is by no means gone. I'm not under the illusion that ick just disappeared, but I did help my fish out by feeding a lot more seaweed soaked in silicone, and just fed lots more. And they're ick free. Well, I'm sure they still have the parasite, but they don't show the symptoms, the white spot anymore. They're healthy. No other fish came down with ick. And next up, for invertebrates, besides the corals that is, I have some snails, a few Mexican turbos, can't see any right now. And this type of snail here, it's a black snail, it's covered in coralline now. I've never really seen it in any other reef tanks on YouTube. I live in Korea, so I think maybe this is a Korean species that's able to live in warmer temperatures of a reef tank, because I had these snails for maybe 3 years now, 15 months in this tank, and 15 or so months in my last tank, my cube. I believe that's it for the cleanup crew, invertebrates. Let's talk about some corals. I'll start from left to right. This big coral where these shrimp are hanging out is the toadstool leather. Doing very well, growing very big. Going off the fragate soon. Here below it I have a striped mushroom. Really nice coral. Waiting for it to split. I've had it for maybe 2 months now. Still no signs of splitting, but I hear they're slow splitters. Let's move up behind there. I have some Duncans. Look a little angry right now because I just moved them today, because they're not really growing too well. They're not diminishing, they're not growing. I think I have one new head, so I moved them from higher up in the tank to lower down, so maybe this more sheltered area will give them a bit more, will be more favourable for them to grow. There's a mandarin cruising around. Oh, and you just saw, I forgot about him, green emerald crab. He just stuck a claw out there. He's there somewhere. Moving up, I have this green polyp toadstool. Very nice. Came on a tiny little frag about a few months back. It's doing pretty well. Next to that you'll see one lonely clove polyp. I had a bunch on this like thin piece of rock, and they kind of moved off the rock and grew up onto this rock, moved up and up, and there's a few up here, and there was 2 big polyps still left on this rock, but I took them away because they weren't doing so well in this tank, so I moved them to the frag tank. Hopefully they'll start growing again. Of course, above that we have the Xenia. It's again came in on a frag plug, about 5 heads. It's taken over this part of the tank. It's growing on top of this fiberglass rod that I use to keep all this, interlock this rockwork together. Runs all the way down to the base. So I don't have a whole pile of rock, just, there's the crab there munching away. So I don't have a whole pile of rock just lying on top of each other. There's lots of space between the rocks, so the detritus doesn't build up too much. And also gives me little platforms to put corals on.